Billion Smiles Hospitality is the venture I founded in 2007. We're a Bangalore-based company. We own and operate 3 brands. Essentially, we focus on South Indian food. That's our core focus, and we're trying to build a highly scalable food business around South Indian cuisine. And we've covered the entire spectrum, starting from quick service restaurants. I'll talk a little bit more about the brands in the future slides, and casual dining with one of our brands, and extended it to fine dining as well. So, our vision is to build a highly scalable South Indian restaurant chain loved by our customers and valued by shareholders. I think we intend to put up at least about 400 plus outlets in the next 6 to 7 years' time, and we consider ourselves to have failed if this isn't a $1 billion business in the same time. So, if we look at Billion Smiles, I think to break it up, we have 3 business verticals. We have a QSR business vertical, we have a fine and casual dining business vertical, and we have a catering business vertical. And these 3 verticals are led by professional management with expertise on each of these specific business areas to drive and grow these pan-India first and eventually internationally. So why South Indian food? South Indian cuisine is 5 years back when we started this business. We believe South Indian food is one of the most popular cuisines in India. And 5 years hence, I think there are many validations which have come our way, which agree with what our thought process was. Technopack is a renowned research firm, and they in fact also recently announced something in the Economic Times, a summary of their research on Indian cuisine, and South Indian cuisine was rated as the most popular cuisine in India. Dosa, the masala dosa, actually to be precise, has been rated by the Huffington Post, the famous American news website, as the one of the top 10 dishes to have before you die, and across the world. So the popularity of the cuisine was one clear factor which made us think that South Indian food is the way to go. It's an all-day dining friendly product, breakfast, lunch, snack and dinner. The menu suits the palate. That's ideal for a QSR setting, and we believe that was one driver again to get into South Indian food. South Indian food for pretty much every consumer across the country is idli, dosa, vada. And nothing beyond that. There's a lot more to South Indian food, and I think we've done intense research in the 4 southern states of Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra and Kerala, and found there's a lot more to this cuisine. There's a lot more than idli, dosa and vada, and I think we're bringing that out in the market in our casual dining and fine dining format. So a huge demand for the cuisine, a popular cuisine, an all-day diner which would be ideal in a QSR setting. This is essentially our most scalable brand up south. If at all a McDonald's equivalent has to come out of India, we believe it's likely to be around South Indian food. The fact that the cuisine, 3 main factors again: the popularity of the cuisine, the fact that the cuisine is an all-day diner, breakfast, lunch, snack, dinner friendly menu, and most importantly, it's healthy. And I think that will give South Indian food, and up south hopefully one day, an edge over the KFCs and the McDonald's of the world. So our price points typically are around 60 to 70 rupees per person. We're present in 2 cities right now. Up south is our youngest brand. We started this last, so I think we're just about 12 to 15 months into this brand, and I think we're present in 2 cities right now, between Bangalore and Pune. And 12 months, I think we intend on entering a couple of more cities, and we intend to expand aggressively into at least a 300 plus outlet chain with the Up South brand in 5 to 6 years. The second brand, this is the first brand actually we started, South Indies. South Indies is a casual dining South Indian vegetarian format. I think we've transformed the perception of South Indian food from idli, dosa, vada to a 4-course meal. You go to a North Indian restaurant in an Indian fine dining context or a casual dining context, you go to a North Indian restaurant, you go to an Italian restaurant or a Chinese restaurant, you'd essentially go and order a soup, order a starter, a couple of main course dishes, a few staples to accompany it, and end your meal with a dessert and enjoy your meal. But when it comes to a South Indian restaurant, you would generally go and have a dosa, a coffee, and walk out. So there's a lot more to the cuisine, and we've successfully transformed it into a 4-course meal experience, and it's been accepted very well. This is a 5-year-old brand. We're present in 2 cities right now. The average spend for the first time around South Indian vegetarian food has been extended to about 350 to 450 rupees per person. Typically, even in a city like Delhi, where us South Indians believe we can come and price our dosas at least 2 times what we can price in Bangalore, I think the average spend won't be more than 100 rupees for a South Indian meal if you have a pure South Indian dining experience. So we've, in the heart of South India, we've managed to create a 350 rupee price point around South Indian food. It's been an award-winning brand. I think we've won the coveted Time Food Award a couple of times, and it's been pretty well accepted. This obviously is a lot less scalable than our QSR format. I think we believe at least 50 plus outlets should be our target in the next 5 years, and some international opportunities also exist, but the fact that it's vegetarian, we'd probably limit to India for now. Bon South is our South Indian non-veg fine dining format. Again, focusing on cuisine from 4 southern states, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra and Kerala, giving it in an upscale environment, giving it in an environment where South Indian food is essentially never perceived to be in. The price points are around 600 to 700 rupees. South Indies and Bon South serve wine and liquor for the first time with South Indian food. Right now we're in Bangalore, we're in Pune as well. Again, Bon South has been well accepted. We're pretty much, I'll humbly say, considered to be best in our category. Back in our hometown, we won the coveted Time Food Award 4 times in a row, and hopefully we'll continue to keep doing that. Right now we're in 2 cities, like I said, and similar to South Indies, probably a 50 plus outlet chain is what we expected to reach in about 5 years. We see a huge international opportunity around Bon South. At the right time, I think we intend to take South Indian food across the globe. So why $1 billion value is doable? I think there are many who have questioned, I think, in my past interactions as to it's an aggressive goal. I think a few quick examples. I think the next decade belongs to the Indian consumption story. My father is a son of a farmer, first generation entrepreneur. He's a technology entrepreneur. He built a successful technology company in the 90s and 2000s. I think we believe IT is something which has happened, which has been the industry, the sector to be in for the last 10-15 years. I think the next 10-15 years belongs to the Indian consumption story around domestic consumption, and F&B food is going to be a big part of that whole consumption story, giving a great opportunity. Like many of my colleagues said, it's a disorganized industry. It's 8% organized penetration today versus about 80% organized penetration in Western markets and other developed markets. So it has challenges. You need to make your mistakes. You need to learn, and you need to figure out how to do food business in India. It's not an easy business, but at the same time, the fact that it's disorganized it gives us a great opportunity. I think MNC brands have tasted success in India. So I think viability is proven. Today, Dominos Pizza is the largest food service player. It's a publicly listed company. I don't think our economy has been doing too well in the last 12-18 months. It's generally been depressing news whenever you pick up a business paper. But Domino's has almost quadrupled its valuation in the last 24 months since it listed. I think 18 months since it's listed. It's the darling of the stock market. It trades at 75 PE, which is comparable to what Infosys traded in its peak. So I think, and they are fundamentally a very sound business. They show excellent same-store sales growth. They are profitable. Their outlets are making good money. They have a reasonable return. I think it takes time. It's taken them 15 years, but I think if you understand and if you learn from your experiences, there's an opportunity and it can happen. And the fact that the MNC brands have tasted it, I think the next wave of success will be around Indian cuisine. Another reason why I say the next wave of success will be around the regional cuisine. We did a little bit of research about China. I think that's one inspiration behind why we got into food business from technology and IT. I think if you see China, most of us in this room will agree, as an economy is about 15 years ahead of us. So today, you look at the Chinese economy, there are about at least 10 to 12 billion-dollar restaurant businesses, of which 7 to 8 of them happen to be around regional Chinese cuisine. The first wave of success back in China also happened around the MNC brands. Today, KFC has 2,500 outlets in China. There are about 200, 300 odd outlets in India today. And I think at when they reached a size what KFC is here today, the Chinese woke up and said, hey, I think it's time we wake up and we create something around Chinese cuisine. Otherwise, the international MNC brand will rebrand our dosa, for example, to a Mek dosa, and that's what our next generation will probably be aware of South Indian cuisine as. Similarly, the Chinese woke up, they created exciting brands. I have just one example to state. There's a brand called Little Sheep Hot Pot. So it's a soup meal concept. It comes from somewhere in Inner Mongolia. I think about 10 years since its inception. Today, listed in the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. Today, Yum has acquired it for $1 billion valuation and is taking it all over the world. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's the 6th brand in their portfolio. So it happened to be an Asian brand. It happened to be just our neighbor. So I think it's the next 10-15 years is for food, and I think regional brands will become very strong. I think, and we believe South Indian food would be an excellent opportunity to occupy. So a little bit about franchising. I think in this context, that's more important for all of us to learn. We're young in franchising and we're getting into it now. I think if we have to look at some of the key areas which you need to keep in mind, some of the key aspects a franchise business needs to get right if it has to succeed. I think you need passionate franchisees. I think I liked what Markov said. I think we want to. I think his whole concept of friendship. I think when you move in that direction, eventually it turns into a strong passion for the brand. I'm extremely passionate about the brand I've built and the cuisine that I serve. It's important that a franchisee that I work with shares that same passion. We've had probably about 200, 300 franchise inquiries which keep coming into onto our website, and we've said no to most. We've signed a few, but I think only with the people who strongly believe in the brand and who are as passionate as we are about the vision that we are going after. I think all the gentlemen here who have come from great laurels, who have been in food, who have had a lot more experience than me, would agree that food business is all about the end customer. You understand the end customer and stay customer focused at all times. I think that's critical, and I think franchisees who believe that have to partner with the brand, and the brand essentially also has to be very sensitive to staying focused on the end customer. Who gives the customer the best possible experience? I think it's the people, it's the service staff, it's the guy you pay 5,500 rupee who will go serve a dish on the table, who will smile to the guest. He will make or break whether your customer is happy and he walks out of the restaurant happy. I think a highly empowered HR culture by which people who work for the brand have to have that sense of ownership, and a sense of freedom to be able to do anything to please the customer. I think a very close-knit HR culture might not work, according to me, in a food business. I think a highly empowered team who have all the capabilities to go and wow the customer is important. I think transparency, clean values are extremely critical to build a successful franchise business. If you want to build a chain, you want to build, if you're a franchisee and you want to build multiple stores, not just one store, you can't possibly be in all the stores that you aspire to grow. So I think a brand which focuses on systems and processes constantly, I think that's the key to be able to build consistency. I think many of us realized if you can give a consistent product and experience across all your outlets, half your battle is won. So I think, and that can be achieved not through hiring excellent chefs and keep replicating them across locations, but through systems and processes. We believe if almost cracked it. And I think that's the key to be able to build a scalable franchise. And at the end of the day, we're all in business to make money. The franchisee is in it to make money. We're in it to make money. I think focus on a sustainable bottom line and focus on an acceptable ROI. Like he said, we don't have 200% margin in food business. So I think it's a competitive business. It's an attractive business. But I think sustainable ROI is something which needs to be kept in mind while you build an F&B business. Yeah. So that's about it. Thank you.